This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Security guard charged with housebreaking and larceny. Peter Willis, a 51-year-old security guard from Leah's flat in St. Andrew, is to answer to 2 counts of larceny and housebreaking following a series of robberies at a St. Andrew home. According to police reports, on December 31, 2021, the security guard gained access to the St. Andrew residence owned by an elderly man by cutting the padlocks on the grill. He then proceeded to steal several items from the home, including furniture. Willis was back at it on February 10 when, according to law enforcers, he returned to the elderly man's house and stole more furniture. He was arrested on March 30 in an operation at his home. Charges were subsequently laid following an interview session. His court date is being finalized. Body of missing Trelawney woman found wrapped in plastic. Residents of Trelawney made a gruesome discovery on Wednesday when they stumbled on the body of 26-year-old Giselle Marie Campbell. Campbell's body was wrapped in thick black plastic near an unfinished concrete building in Danieltown in the parish. Her hands and feet were reportedly bound with electrical cords. She had been reported missing 2 days earlier. Investigations continue. Motorcyclist killed in Portmore crash collided with a police service vehicle. A police service vehicle transporting some 15 force applicants was involved in a fatal accident on the Dunbeholden Main Road in Portmore, St. Catherine, which claimed the life of a 27-year-old motorcyclist. The deceased has been identified as Corey Bedward, a bearer of Helsha Drive in the parish. Reports are that Bedward lost the control of his bike and collided with the service vehicle. The accident resulted in a fatality for the motorcyclist, who crashed into the police service vehicle. Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Corporate Communications Unit, told the news. Gunman busted in shootout with cops linked to 2021 murder. A St. Catherine man who was apprehended during an alleged shootout with the police on March 17 has been linked to the murder of a 44-year-old vendor. According to the Constabulary's Communication Unit, 29-year-old Sadiqi Black of Johns Pen District in Redwood, St. Catherine, has been charged with murder and wounding with intent following the April 3, 2021 incident. Reports are that about 8:30 a.m., the vendor Oral Scott was hanging clothes on a stall when he was pounced upon by Black and another man who opened gunfire, hitting him. Another man was also injured during the melee. Scott died while being treated at hospital. The other man was treated and released. The alleged gunman was arrested during a confrontation with the police in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. Law enforcers say cell site data was among the evidence that linked Black to the area at the time Scott was murdered. Black was charged following an interview in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. Accused gangster cops pointed out at ID parade. 2 police constables who were taken into custody last Friday on suspicion that they are part of a criminal gang based in Clarendon have been identified by a witness their attorney has confirmed. Their names have been withheld because they have not been formally charged with any crime. But Vincent Wellesley, the lawyer for both cops, says he expects that his clients will soon face criminal charges. He declined to discuss the possible charges. They were pointed out, he said, of the identification parade conducted in Kingston today. The 2 cops were among 4 police constables and 8 civilians who were arrested almost 1 week ago in a series of coordinated operations for allegedly being part of the Ranco gang. The gang has so far been linked to 17 crimes, including robberies and shootings, across 8 parishes, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony McLaughlin, who heads the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Division. One of the constables, believed to be the son of a high-ranking police officer, has already been released, his attorney Oswest Senior Smith confirmed. Senior Smith told the news today that he has not been able to secure anything in writing from the police setting out the allegations against his client. The police have said the cop was released because a witness has refused to cooperate. The attorney said investigators have indicated that they want to conduct a question and answer session with his client probably in another couple of weeks or so. It sounds more like an exit interview, if you ask me, he said. Another constable suspected of being part of the gang fled the island and remains on the run, police officials have confirmed. A civilian who turned himself into the police investigators on Saturday was released yesterday, law enforcement sources have confirmed. Constable Tafari Silveira, the alleged gang leader, has been jailed since last June when he was arrested in full uniform in front of stunned colleagues at the Hunts Bay police station in St. Andrew, the news first reported. Silveira and two civilians, Mark Bennett and Christopher Robinson, are awaiting trial on charges of conspiracy to murder for allegedly plotting to kill a potential witness in a criminal case. Robinson and Bennett were apprehended, and another member of the gang was shot and killed during a police operation that foiled the alleged plot. St. Catherine boys arrested for ganja as police seized the weapons from students. Two St. Catherine-based high school boys have been arrested and charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. They were held with ganja yesterday during a search as part of the police crackdown on violence in schools. The boys are booked to appear in the St. Catherine Parish Court. The police say cops seized coconut drops infused with ganja and numerous weapons including knives, scissors, and jammers from students. Combs with pointed ends which may be used as weapons were also seized. Head of the St. Catherine South Division, Senior Superintendent Christopher Phillips, said the police and the school's Dean of Discipline were being proactive. He also vowed to assist in enhancing safety and discipline in schools. The police will continue to work with all concerned, he said. American Vice President announces U.S. $30 million initiatives for Jamaica. United States Vice President Kamala Harris has announced that her government will be investing some U.S. $20 million in the Jamaican economy to strengthen growth and expand commerce. She also said that in the area of crime prevention, the United States would be investing some $10 million US targeted at at-risk kids. Harris made the announcement during a meeting with Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who is on a 5-day visit to the U.S. capital, Washington, D.C. The vice president said the Biden administration would work with Jamaica and provide assistance on top of the $12 million assistance already been given to Jamaica. The vice president said that the United States will partner with Jamaica on developing new energy sources, human capital, and the economy. Harris also cited a strong relationship between Jamaica and the United States. We take very seriously our membership in the Western Hemisphere, and we are acutely aware of the interconnection and interdependence between the United States and Jamaica, she said. In welcoming Holness, the vice president said a Jamaican prime minister has not visited the White House since 1995. Your presence here today reaffirms the strength of the relationship between the United States and Jamaica and the Caribbean as a whole, but also on this, the 60th anniversary, not only of Jamaica's independence, but also diplomatic relationship between Jamaica and the United States, she said. Vice President Harris recalled growing up in St. Anne, saying one side of her family is Jamaican. I know that I share that history with millions of Americans who have their roots through generations in Jamaica, said the vice president. Holness will continue his visit today and will attend a town hall meeting on Friday evening with members of the diaspora. Suspected lottery scammer arrested, over $1 million seized. The lottery scam task force is reporting that more than $1 million was seized in an early morning operation in Adelphi, St. James on Thursday. According to a post made to the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Instagram page, law enforcers recovered US $5,400 and the Jamaican $430,000 in the operation. One man has been taken into custody following the seizure. Man who eluded cops after shooting inside police station captured. Orlando Lee, the 26-year-old man who eluded the Cross Keys police in Manchester since he opened a fire inside the station in January, is now in custody. Mr. Lee was held on Wednesday afternoon when he turned up at a hospital in Manchester to be treated for bullet wounds. The police say they carried out a pre-dawn operation on Wednesday at a house in Blenheim, Newport. Mr. Lee reportedly shot at the police while escaping. The police fired back. Mr. Lee was wanted for shooting with intent and illegal possession of a firearm. It was reported that on January 25, he was reporting on condition of bail when officers observed a bulge in his waist and attempted to accost him. Mr. Lee allegedly pulled a firearm and opened fire inside the station and escaped. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.